Hello, my very dear Aquarians. Apologies for having skipped your reading for last week. I had some minor but inconvenient health stuff that needed to be dealt with. So here we go. This is your reading for theoretically next week, February 23rd. And of course, it's kind of a flexible timeline anyway, so I'm not going to worry about that for you. The image, or anyone, the image that Spirit gave me was a children's birthday party or party, and you're in front of Pin the Tail on the Donkey game, but you're not blindfolded, but you're looking off over there, and you're kind of distracted, and you're going and you stick it on. Now, the thing about this is, if you're playing a game where you're meant to be blindfolded, that's perfect. But you were not blindfolded. You weren't paying attention. You could have paid attention, and you didn't pay attention to where you put the pin, where you put the tail. So what does that have to do with the cards that have come up? The first card that comes up is patterns. And this one is saying, we can learn a lot by stepping back and looking at the patterns in our lives, the themes. So what I feel is relevant here is, what are your patterns around not paying attention? And as I'm saying that, I'm hearing the word avoidance. And that, I feel, is sometimes something that Aquarians are very good at doing, and that is putting their emotions in a box and moving it aside as a way almost of, trying not to be hurt by it, trying not to take things personally. But in fact, what it can do is it can prevent you sometimes, Aquarius, from really being in touch with how a situation does affect you and speaking truth to that, which sometimes is exactly what the people around you need to hear in order to be able to place you in a different position within their context of life. Because remember, people are going to be responding to how you speak, when you speak, the tone of your voice, but also they're going to be responding to when you don't speak, or the fact that you don't speak, the fact that you don't speak about emotion now, or what's going on in any particular situation. If you're swallowing your feelings on that, number one, that's not great for you. But number two, it's not really allowing the relationship to grow in any kind of emotional intimacy. And that's where, in any kind of relationship, we can stay stuck in the old patterns if we don't pay attention to what they are, take them on board, look at it and say, what's working, what's not working, and what am I willing to challenge in myself now in order to make this different, okay? So you're being told, look at what you are saying, look at how you are saying it. You can speak the truth, and you can speak kindly. Now, what I'm also hearing now is, if you were raised in a home where speaking about emotions was not a good thing, when emotions were considered to be dangerous, then of course it's also going to feel very naturally uncomfortable for you to challenge it. And sometimes in a way that's almost an unconscious safety reaction, right? It's like, emotions not safe, won't talk. It really becomes, it can become part of an unconscious protection mechanism for you. So we really want to be able to look at that, because that can really hold you back from being able to plant the tail on the donkey where it belongs, where you can have a full donkey. You want a full donkey. You don't want a donkey with no tail. And for me, that's analogous of, this is you being able to have an emotionally mature, grounded relationship that is based on really authentic feeling. And when you're in that, that's where you get to know, because when you're in touch with that, you know when you're out of sync and when you're not in alignment with things that are good for you. Because very often along with that not saying things comes that contraction, that fear contraction, right? So you're being told, and part of what can hold you back is when you feel something, part of what can hold you back from speaking authentically, from knowing what you're feeling in order to be able to speak it authentically, is that when we feel as though somebody has said or done something to hurt us, it's difficult to approach that person with that statement, because in that statement then we are acknowledging a vulnerability of needing something from that person that we're not getting. And that can be really frightening too. So Aquarius, you have big hearts. You're not always in touch with them in a way where you get to feel how things are affecting you. And when you're not in touch with them, you sometimes also don't notice when you are affecting other people in a way that maybe isn't boosting the quality of your relationship to a better place. So I'm going to leave you with that, Aquarius. I think this is a beautiful continuation of many of the things that you've been learning and growing with over, certainly since I've been doing the cards for you. Which has been a little over a year now, I guess. So I think this is really a wonderful place. And remember, please, kindness to yourself and to the other people, because that will automatically, when your intention is to be there in kindness, and to be kind rather than to be right or to be positional or to be defensive about something, being in that energy will automatically soften how you wish to speak and what you feel able to say and the vulnerability you're able to share. Kindness isn't it just like it's a magical energy. Okay? I'm going to leave you with that, Aquarius. Take care.